Yesterday we were discussing in the satsang about karma, all the types of karma and all that, right? Today actually I want to know, or even if someone can make out that their karma is, nullified or whatever, is there a way, or can we feel that the karma is all balanced?
It depends upon your sensitivity. It depends upon your sensitivity. Generally, we don't bother about the karma is getting over or something. All the time we pray, we cling to God. See, all these karmas, they work. It's very difficult to know what karmic account we have come with. So, there is no way you can come to know whether it is over or whether it will continue or anything. So what we do is, we continue to cling to God. The whole setup is only to push you towards God. It's like your son is just playing up, say, playing all the time with the friends and not coming to study at all. So you keep on telling him, please don't do that, you have to study, you have to get high score, you have a whole future, all that, but he won't listen. If he is very young, say 6 or 7, then you become very strict with him. You can even give him a beating and say, come, you have to come and study. Or if not you, your husband will do that. Like this, God waits whether we turn to him or not, because the very goal of life, human life, is to remember God. I always say, this body, this human body, and the brain means sense of discrimination. What is good? See, for an animal, there are only 4 functions. Their Kundalini energy stops with Muladhara. For us, it starts from Muladhara. So there, for them, it is eating, sleeping, and procreation and death. Birth and eating, sleeping, procreation and death. But for us, the whole life starts from Muladhara. Those 5 functions are basics. So here, we are equipped with a brain which has this discrimination faculty. You know what is good and what is bad. And what is the use of knowing what is good, what is bad, unless you follow what is good? So dharma and adharma, and your sense of discrimination tells you that this is dharma, you have to follow. So if you don't follow dharma, for following dharma, you must have this God thought. You must be connected with God. And if you are not doing it, like the mother or father who sees the child playing all the time, not coming to study, he gives you a beating. God gives you a beating. How does he do it? He uses your own past karma to give you a certain suffering. And in that suffering, what do you find? Whatever you thought was security, you thought your job was a security, your money was a security, and your relatives, your friends, now everything that you thought was security will follow. So you are reduced to utter helplessness. And then you know that you have to turn to God. Only God can come to your help. So you see, this is how God plays up. He uses your own bad karma, reduces you to utter helplessness, that you would turn to him. So there is no way to know whether this suffering will continue or not. But once you turn towards him, you have to go on clean. It's good. Otherwise, after the thing is over, again you will forget. The whole point is to bring you back to God. So the adversities that we face in life are our past bad karma, and whatever suffering we had given to somebody in our previous birth or in one of the previous births, we have to go through ourselves. So why? Why is it like this? It is divine justice. The divine, so when you do so, He has given you sense of discrimination. So you know what is good and what is bad. In spite of knowing what is good, if you resort to something bad, then you should know that it is bad. How will you know? Unless you suffer the consequence of that. And for the continuity of creation, God has made a very strange arrangement. Whatever you have done in the previous life will have to be gone through in the next life, so that you would be born. And you would be born a female or a male. See, this is a karmic body, and this comes into life only to work out the karmas, the past karmas, the good and the bad. So there will be joys and sorrows. So what do you learn from this? Okay, I am going through some suffering because I have given this suffering to somebody in my previous birth. They have suffered. You know how much they would have suffered. And when somebody is torturing you, won't you think, oh, this fellow would come to know what it is only when he goes through it? How many of us think like that? So God uses that. And you have to go through the same suffering in the next birth. So what do you learn from it? Okay, I'm going through the suffering because of what I did in the last birth. Now in this birth, I have to be very careful not to repeat it. So you begin to learn dharma. You begin to learn what is right and what is wrong, and that you should follow what is good as much as possible. So there is no way to know the karma has come to an end or not, because we don't cling to God so much that we develop a sensitivity. So the thing is, the next best is to cling to God all through. Because now we know when you cling to God, things turn positive. There is relief from suffering. So we begin to cling to God so that the suffering will not come again. And not only that, so we don't do anything to pave way for suffering in the next birth. So the whole thing has been designed for you to cling to God, to remember God, to connect with God strongly, somehow or the other. And to connect with God easily is chanting the name. In the Kali Yuga, we are very busy with our life, busy earning, busy worrying about things, busy getting attached to things and people. Amidst all that busyness of your daily life and otherwise, you have to remember God. How to remember God? By remembering the name. Because Yogi Ramsuratkumar, not only Bhagwan, every other person, every mahatma says that for Kali Yuga, the easiest way to remember God is to remember His name. And remembering the name is remembering God Himself, and remembering God is living in God. So you see, just by chanting the name, you are living in God. When you chant the name of Shiva, you are living in Shiva, the presence of Shiva. When you chant the name of Rama, you are living in the presence of Rama. When you chant the name of the Guru, you are living in the presence of that supreme divinity. Because Guru is Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahman. He is verily that supreme Brahman, come down in the form of the Guru.